This is the Benson & Hedges pipe that I've been talking about in several videos coming up to this point in time. Now, I got this from Carole Burns. And Carole Burns used to work at Wilke, but moved out of tobacco and just stayed with supplying pipes, estate pipes. She was trained as a finisher of pipes when Wilke were still making them, and she has the most fantastic collection. I advise everyone to look at her web shop at Pipeworks. I'll leave a link below, where she has the most incredible collection of really quality estate pipes for very reasonable prices. Now, of course, I was looking through their Dunhills and Comoys and Sharatons, and I came across this Benson & Hedges pipe with a silver collar. Not that expensive, really, considering it's got a silver collar for about $80, something like that. And I thought, I'll go for it. You know, Benson & Hedges is a kind of a legend in tobacco in the UK. My mother and father used to smoke their cigarettes when they did smoke. And I remember those fantastic advertisements that they did for pipe tobacco. Like this one, which is now called Mellow Virginia and not Special Virginia, ready rubbed, which you can still get in the UK with a few contacts, or at James Fox in Ireland in the EU, Irish Republic. So sometimes you can get those old British tobaccos by that route. And I will be trying some of this. Now, the pipe, I thought, just looked beautiful, and beautiful grain, and I think you would agree. It has a lovely flame grain, really beautiful. But I started to read up about the hallmarks on the sterling silver collars of pipes, and there are one or two sites you can go to which tell you all about it. You see here Benson & Hedges, and here are the hallmarks. I'll show you a close-up of this hallmark. And very clearly, and I've checked and double-checked, I'm sure I'm right, this is a Birmingham hallmark with the anchor, and then it's got the lion with 3 legs on the ground, one raised but looking forward, which means it's sterling silver, 925, no surprise. And then there's a letter which basically tells you the year that this silver clasp was made, and I've looked that up for the Birmingham hallmark, and it's an L. I think you would agree when you look at the photo close up, and the L is 1910. This pipe was made 2 years before the Titanic went down. So that wowed me quite a bit. This is absolutely an antique pipe. It is in perfect condition, absolutely functional. You could smoke it, no problem. There's a little bit of sign of normal age, but you think that's 110 years of age. Above that are 3 initials, APH. And normally that would be the stamp of the silver maker that made this collar. Now, in later times, most jewellery just has the hallmark and may or may not have something about who made the silver with the stamp of the jeweller. And I couldn't find anything that was very close to APH. Although there were, of course, a number of Birmingham jewel makers who made pipe collars, you know, beginning with an A. But the other two letters, I couldn't find anything similar. And then, of course, I looked up in 1910, the date of this pipe, who was running Benson & Hedges. And it was Alfred Paget Hedges, APH. Now, I don't know for sure that those are his initials, but he was the head of the company, and if he had a pipe with Benson & Hedges on it, he was a pipe smoker, we know that, then you would think he would put his initials probably on it, and where else on the silver collar. So I think there's a possibility at least that this pipe belonged to Alfred Paget Hedges. He was also a member of Parliament for the Liberal Party at the time, and he was a Methodist, and he was a very successful business owner of Benson & Hedges, and under his leadership the company grew very, very well until the time of his death around 1929. So I think this might be his pipe, and it just astounds me that you can have a pipe that belonged to a man that ran a company of that size and stature at the time, which it was actually one of the leading tobacco companies in its time, of that age, and here it is in my hand. And it's just a lovely pipe. So I will smoke it, but only on special, very special occasions, and treat it very carefully and with great respect for what it is. It is, of course, and then you see a rather interesting little cup here. I tried to put a paper filter in here. Neither 3mm is too small and too loose, and a 4mm won't fit in. But I will smoke this with, of course, good old Denkyl crystals in the bowl, and that will be fine. It's a beautifully drilled pipe, pretty well bang in the center, and pretty well bang in the right place in the bottom of the bowl. So, and it was said that both Comoy of London and Orlick were pipe makers who were given the commission to make these kind of Benson & Hedges pipes. And this one, from its quality and the style, I think it might be a Comoy pipe, but I don't know for sure. It doesn't really say anything else apart from Benson & Hedges. Silver marks came from London, but they also came quite often from Birmingham, and it was a question of where the jeweller had his sources, and it may well have been a London-made Comoy pipe, but the silver coming from Birmingham, that wouldn't surprise me at all. So, a piece of history. Just thought I would share that with you.
Smoking in the house? No, you're not supposed to do that. Benson and Hedges. Well, but it's all right.
Live in peace with your pipe with Mellow Virginia Flake from Benson and Hedges, 7 and 8 an ounce.